April 8, 1943. 27,000 feet above the coast of France, through the crystal-clear canopy of his Focke-Wulf 190. Oberleutnant Ralph Philipp von Rietberg watched a group of unfamiliar silhouettes climbing laboriously toward his formation. The oxygen mask couldn't hide his smirk. As a veteran ace of Jagdgeschwader 26, von Rietberg was a master of this deadly sky. He studied the American fighters, chunky and strangely shaped, making their combat debut over occupied Europe. "The Amos have sent us flying milk bottles," he quipped to his wingman over the radio. He wasn't wrong. The aircraft was the Republic P-47 Thunderbolt, affectionately or perhaps not so affectionately nicknamed the Jug for its resemblance to a milk jug. This was one of the first major encounters between the Luftwaffe's finest and the USAAF's newest heavy fighter. The American pilots of the 4th Fighter Group, many of them veterans from the Eagle squadrons, were flying a machine that was, to put it mildly, an acquired taste. Was enormous, weighing nearly twice as much as a Spitfire. It climbed like a brick, and its initial roll rate was sluggish. On paper, it seemed like a flying target. A clumsy giant against the nimble and deadly Focke-Wulf 190s and Messerschmitt 19s. The German pilots, seasoned by years of combat, saw an easy victory. They dove in for the kill, expecting the jugs to break and scatter like so many other Allied formations had before. But something unexpected happened. When the German 190s pounced, the Thunderbolts did something that defied all conventional fighter tactics of the day. They didn't try to outturn the Focke-Wulfs. They couldn't. Instead, they simply nosed over and dove. And this is where the P-47 revealed its secret weapon: gravity. The Jug was a beast, powered by the massive 2,000 horsepower Pratt & Whitney R2800 double Wasp engine. This powerhouse, combined with its sheer mass, meant that in a dive, the P-47 was untouchable. It accelerated at a terrifying rate, leaving the lighter German fighters struggling to keep up. The German pilots were stunned. They watched as their flying milk bottles plummeted away, shrugging off 20mm cannon shells with their incredible durability, and then converting that astonishing dive speed back into altitude, climbing up to re-engage from a position of advantage. This tactic, known as the zoom climb, was pioneered by pilots like Hub Zemp and Don Blakesley of the 4th and 56th Fighter Groups. They realized that trying to dogfight the German aces on their own terms was a losing game. The P-47 wasn't a dancer. It was a brawler. Couldn't outturn a 109. But it could outdive, outrun, and outlast almost anything in the sky. Its rugged airframe could withstand incredible amounts of damage and keep flying, a testament to its design philosophy which prioritized pilot survival. And then there was the firepower. 8 50 caliber machine guns. 4 in each wing created a wall of lead that could shred anything that flew into its sights. When a Jug pilot got a German fighter in his crosshairs, the result was devastating. The Germans quickly learned to respect the Thunderbolt. The initial mockery turned to grudging admiration and then to outright fear. They nicknamed it Der Gabelschwanz-Teufel, the fork-tailed devil, the P-47's unique twin-boom design. Stemming from its innovative turbo-supercharger system ducted through the rear fuselage, gave it a distinctive silhouette. This system was key to its high-altitude performance, allowing the massive double Wasp engine to breathe in the thin air above 25,000 feet. Right where the bombers it was designed to protect were flying, while early missions were limited in range, the introduction of droppable external fuel tanks transformed the Jug. Suddenly, this short-legged brawler became a long-range escort fighter. It's capable of accompanying the B-17s and B-24s deep into the heart of Germany. This was the turning point in the air war over Europe. Before the P-47 and later the P-51 Mustang, American bomber losses were catastrophically high. The Luftwaffe's fighter arm was bleeding the 8th Air Force dry, but the arrival of the Jugs in force changed the entire equation. The Little Friends, as the bomber crews called their fighter escorts, could now stay with them, all the way to the target and back. They took the fight to the Luftwaffe, aggressively seeking out and destroying German interceptors before they could even reach the bombers. Men like Robert S. Johnson, Francis Gabby Gabreski, and Walker Bud Mahurin became legends, racking up incredible scores against Germany's best. They weren't just defending the bombers, they were actively hunting. The strategy was simple but brutal. break the back of the Luftwaffe, and the P-47 was the perfect tool for the job. Its versatility was astounding. When not escorting bombers, it was unleashed as a ground attack aircraft, a role it excelled in. Its 8 machine guns were devastating against soft targets like trucks and troop concentrations. It could also carry an impressive load of bombs and rockets, making it a feared jabbo or fighter bomber. It would dive on German airfields, strafe train lines, and obliterate armored columns. The sheer ruggedness that made it a great high-altitude fighter also made it a superb low-level attacker, capable of absorbing immense amounts of ground fire and still bringing its pilot home. More P-47s were built during the war than any other American fighter, with over 15,600 rolling off the production lines. So, what became of Oberleutnant von Rietberg on that April day? The historical records show a chaotic first encounter. The German pilots of JG-26 claimed several victories, but they also took losses. They were shocked by the Thunderbolt's resilience and its performance in a dive. The flying milk bottle had teeth and a powerful punch. That first smirk of derision quickly faded from the skies over Europe, replaced by the grim reality that a new and formidable opponent had entered the arena. The P-47 Thunderbolt, the ugly duckling, the Jug, had proven itself. It was a fighter that demanded a different kind of respect, not for its grace, but for its sheer uncompromising power and toughness. It was the right plane at the right time, a heavyweight champion that cleared the way for victory in the skies over Germany. The story of the P-47 is a powerful reminder that in warfare and in life, sometimes it's not about being the most elegant or the most nimble. Sometimes it's about being the toughest, the most resilient, and having the power to hit back when it counts. The Jug wasn't pretty, but it was a warrior, and it played an absolutely crucial role in winning the air war. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into aviation history, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more stories like this one. Let us know in the comments what aircraft you'd like to see us cover next. So until then, fly safe.